Alright. This is gonna be what if Deku was the son of Hades. And I am sorry that I did say I would do this like 2 weeks ago or maybe later. But some stuff just happened with my phone and yeah, I couldn't record. But anyway, in this what if, Deku will be the son of Hades as in the title. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna start us off. So, if you don't know, Hades is the god of the underworld in Greek mythology, the brother of Zeus and Poseidon. But yeah. So in this, Hades, he would end up having a son with a random god. I ain't gonna say who, because I couldn't figure one out. But yes, this boy had red hair and one black eye, like one black iris or whatever, and one white one. It was quite odd, but it was his son, so he would love him. But yeah. So, Deku, this is obviously Deku, he would grow up throughout time, seeing everything, and seeing what humans would do. He somewhat found them a bit weird, I guess you could say. They would fight each other for no reason, because someone else was killed, or because they wanted power. It just didn't make sense to him. They were killing each other for pathetic reasons. They were destroying this world that the gods made. And there were just some horrible people in this world, so he started to hate the humans. Yes, anyway, he would spend most of his time in the underworld with his father. He would learn what his father does. He tortures the souls of the damned or whatever, I don't know. Tortures the bad souls. Yeah, as you can see, this is probably what hell would look like. This is what I think hell would look like. And besides the heat, I think it would be pretty cool to be there. Because it would just look fun. Anyway, so yeah. And Deku, he would have an ability of his father's. He would have a thing I'd like to call Soul Flame. It's a flame that is a pale green, pretty and it's very hot, but that's not its main use. What it does to a soul of a human when it enters the afterlife, it can destroy it completely. Like it wouldn't even have existed. But if it touches like an actual mortal, or like an animal or something, at first it would destroy the soul and then the body. And this is actually a key part of this plot later. Anyway. Yeah, so Deku started thinking that, how come they get to live even after they die? Even if it isn't hell, they get to stay alive. And what happens once the soul is destroyed? Everyone's hate towards that person would go away. Everyone's grief to that person would disappear. So it's actually somewhat good if they die. Well, their soul is destroyed. I'm saying that a lot. Whatever. But yeah, so Deku comes up with the bright idea, like 100 years before Quirks or whatever. He starts destroying these souls. Yeah, you're gonna keep hearing that a lot. Just bear with it. Yeah, he starts destroying them secretly though. Try not to get onto his father's radar or Zeus's or literally any other gods, because it is considered like a great crime against the gods to destroy a human soul. But yeah, something like that. So this goes on for about 10 years. Quirks have started to develop by this point. Nothing strong or anything, but they're just there. Some people have like a very weak quirk. Wolf 1 is there. But yeah. So he starts destroying them, and he's getting a little bit cocky, so he starts destroying more and more and more. And it's starting to get noticeable, like there's starting to be a lot less people. Zeus realizes this, and the only person he knows that would probably do this would be Hades. So he summons Hades to his whatever, the court or whatever, court of the gods. I don't know, man. Yeah, he said he is told that he'll have to leave the realm of the underworld to his son. You cannot be trusted. Souls have been destroyed lately, and you, of our knowledge, are the only one who can. You may return if you show promise that you will not do it again. Hades is infuriated by this. Like he did not do anything. He's being like trialed for something that he didn't even do. But most of the evidence is against him. But so he agrees without much of a resistance. But yeah, so the underworld is left for Izuku. And now that this has happened, he has more of a free reign to destroy as many as he wants. So he's destroying about 10 a week now, as much as he wants. And this goes on for about another 40 years, so it is quite devastating. Finally, Zeus, being a freaking idiot, finally realizes, hold up, Hades has been here the whole time. The fuck is happening? So, he sends a message to Izuku. Izuku, bro, do they even have last names? No, they don't. Fuck, his name is just Deku. Deku, please come to the court of the gods. We must talk to you about something. Deku does not respond. He has sent nothing back. And after a few weeks, Zeus is getting a little bit irritated, sends him another one. Izuku, come to the court of the gods now. Otherwise there will be a severe something. You will get hurt. We do not want to fight you. Izuku just kind of laughing at these letters and throwing them into the fire, watching them burn. Just sitting on top of his throne in the underworld, watching souls scream. He likes them, seeing them in agony. But yeah. So, Zeus is getting really pissed now. He gets a few of the gods. This being Ares, Hades, his wife, forgot her name, sorry. Just a few of the gods. Some did not want to participate, or some that would not be able, and a few of the angels or whatever. Yeah, he has an army of angels and a few of the gods. But yeah, so they arrive at the gate to the underworld. The Cerberus is there, guarding the gates. Now it starts growling at them. And this is a bit confusing because they're gods. The Cerberus should not be showing any agitation towards them. So, Hades being the ruler of hell, which he should be, tries to go up towards it, saying, "Hey, Cerberus, my boy," or whatever the fuck. I don't know. "Cerberus, what are you doing? Let us through." He starts trying to walk in to try to touch the gate, and one of the heads tries to pretty much bites his hand clean off. This could be treated, but it's shocking to everyone. Hades gets back going, what the hell? Izuku comes walking out of the corner, kind of clapping. "Well, congratulations. You finally come to try and defeat me. Well, good luck. This is my world now." And he simply just walks through the gate. Zeus saying, "Izuku, come here at once. We have an army, you have nothing. You really think you can defeat us?" Azuki laughing, going, huh, of course I can defeat you. You really think these people back there want to rest forever? Oh, Shazer. You really think they want to rest forever? They will fight. They will give anything to come back to life, even if it's as a mere bag of bones. They want to stop being tortured. He raises his hand, and there's thousands, hundreds of skeletons that are coming out of the fire. They're walking on it like they're not being affected as they normally should. Suki yells out, "You people, you!" Oh, damn! I got the good idea of this what if in my head. I just got to think of the words, man. But yeah, he says, "You souls, you've been here for years, centuries, some. Would you like to be, if you want to continue being tortured, stay, but if you want to live for just a little bit longer, fight with me." And he points towards the gods and the angels. "Kill them now." They start all rushing. What I find funny in movies or whatever, they're like skeletons and they're all yelling. There's like not even a sound of clanking bones or whatever, anything. Yeah, in this it's literally just clanking bones, running, trying to make sounds. It's funny. Yeah, it's amusing to the gods. But anyway, so Zeus throws a lightning bolt and it destroys it goes through like a few of them, almost hitting Izuku. Izuku dodges, going, quite a good attack, old good uncle. Oh well, see you people later. Proceeds to walk off. And this fight goes on for another decade. The gods have slowly been pushing through Izuku's skeleton army. And by this time in the My Hero Academia world, it's about a year before the All for One and All Might fight, like the first one where All Might gets injured. But yeah, so Izuku, the gods are now at the bottom of his throne. Says, "We have defeated your army, boy. Come peacefully, otherwise we will have to kill you." Izuku being a bit agitated that after all this time, after all these worthless souls that he wasted trying to defend himself, he still got caught. Still is gonna die no matter what. So he tries to put up a fight. He rushes down trying to punch Zeus, but his fist gets caught by Ares, gets thrown into the fire. Doesn't affect him, but he gets up. You all, I only had the strength to do what I was doing. You let your world down there be destroyed by these people. They've killed hundreds, millions of your beloved humans, and you let them sit here, let them grovel in their worthlessness, let them experience all that. Alright. Let them experience all their pain again. What does it do? They learnt their lesson eventually. Then what? They go up to the realm of the gods, become angels? I don't think so. He throws a fireball, hitting random god. It dies. He or she dies, doesn't really matter. That's when Zeus says enough and throws a lightning bolt, hitting Izuku straight through the chest. This doesn't kill him, but it pretty much incapacitates him. Hades grabs his son by the hair and starts dragging him back to the realm of the gods. them walking through the gates, and the Cerberus, now dead. After all their fighting, they will need to find a new one, get the god of life or whatever to resurrect it or some shit. I don't know, man, what the hell is that? Yeah, they bring Izuku to court, into the, like, a trial of the gods or whatever. I don't fucking know, man. But everything up there is like food of the gods, toilet of the gods. But yeah, anyway, they bring him there, and the person judging if he's guilty or not, the god of law or something, I don't know, man. He is like, it's really more or less like, it's not whether he's guilty or not, it's how bad they should punish him. And if he can defend well, he will get a slightly worse punishment, slightly better punishment. If you wanna get less hurt, would it be a better punishment or a worse punishment? Yeah, I'm just talking to myself and no one can answer me. What am I doing? Whatever. But yeah, Azuku's screaming out the whole time, "You people sicken me. You sicken me. You should all die." Yeah, after their trial, Azuka will be killed with his head chopped off. Ares, the executioner for the gods, I'm assuming, god of war, weapons, whatever, executioner for the gods, his head is chopped off, and after a while, everyone leaves, only to be left only Hades, and even Zeus stays there with Poseidon to, even though he did kill people, even though he killed a few gods, it is still his son. He raised him. He spent lots of time with him. It's still hard for him. But yeah. So they leave the body there. They'll deal with him in the morning. But that was their mistake. So Izuku's grandfather, or Kronos, as a few people may know him, he is in purgatory at this moment. He has been building up energy to try to escape, but no matter how much he builds it up, he can only get to a certain amount before it is drained. So if he gives it a big burst, he will escape for a few seconds and be able to walk in the realm of the gods for a minute or so. So this is what he does, and he wakes to see his grandson, a young god that he only knows, who doesn't know, but he thinks this will be perfect to get his plan into order. With the remaining power that he still has, he heals Izuku, putting his head back into place. And now Izuku will look like this, because this guy looked pretty badass. But yeah, so he's got the scar around his neck. The black eye with the red pupil. But yeah, he whispers into his ear, kill the gods, get your revenge. He then sends Izuku to the mortal realm, and then he is sent back to purgatory. Izuku wakes up in a field. He wakes up in a field and he has to do some stuff. Now I'm going to do a year time skip. Izuku, he is adapted well to the mortal realm, but he is right now his powers are somewhat limited. He has his fire, he has a strength, durability, and speed that a god would normally have. He has a certain charm about him, kind of like Lucifer Lucifer. But yeah, most people tend to like him, whether or not he likes them. But yeah. So, let's switch perspectives. We are right now in the perspective of a female with white hair and red eyes, fighting a man with blonde hair and blue eyes. If you don't know, this will be female one for all. Yeah. This was requested by someone. Techno Shogun. Yeah. This is where I got the whole what if from. So yeah. Female one for all. Yes. And currently right now she is fighting All Might. After just killing his master Nanashimura, he is quite pissed. And in this one she actually had a few more quirks than usual. So it's a better fight. Like, All Might will still get his injury, she won't get hers. He won't get her face injury. She'll get like a few injuries that if she didn't have a regeneration quirk would kill her. But yeah. So the fight goes as usual. So All Might builds up one for all in his fist. Even after sustaining quite a bit of damage to his left side of his stomach, he's still fighting. Builds up energy in his right fist and punches her in the face, dealing quite a bit of damage, but not permanently scarring her. It sends her flying through buildings and eventually impaled by a piece of rebar. All Might collapses on the ground, and any type of medical personnel on standby is rushing All Might to hospital to perform an immediate surgery. Anyone else is getting casualties out, and there aren't any other people there, because any pro heroes that were trying to fight would have been killed or severely injured. And we switch back to Izuku's view. He watched the whole battle, kind of enjoying it, but it was nothing like the battles he's in the realm of the gods, like Ares versus Hermes or something. Ares versus Hercules. Hercules versus... Yeah, you get the idea. Gods versus gods. But yeah. So he sees this woman, and he thinks she could be quite useful for my plan. She has quite the strong power to help me rival the gods. And in this one, quirks actually evolved from power that was given by the god, that were given to humans. Like, the glow of the first quirked person was just the glow of a god that would normally have. But they were evolving, and the powers of the gods would start getting stronger and developing their own powers that belong to no god. So, all for one, her power was to steal these powers. So, she was gaining powers of the gods, increasing her godliness, I guess. But yeah, so Izuku, seeing as she could be useful to his plan, gets down there in a swirl of flames and pulls her off the rebar. Seeing that she's healing, but she is currently knocked out from both the pain and... yeah. And he vanishes another puff of, swirl of green fire. Gran Torino, he was currently in the fighting area, sees this, but he starts to walk over before someone calls his name, and he thinks nothing, he looks back at it and thinks nothing more, maybe it was just a spark of electricity, and he continues to walk back. But this will linger in his mind for a while after they find out All for One's body is gone. So, on the news it is said that All Might defeated All for One, but the body was never found. Yet, they did not announce the injury. But yeah. So let's switch perspectives to One for All. Or female All for One. Yeah, female All for One, yeah. She wakes up in a comfy bed. It's no nice sheets, whatever, in a room. TV is on. Just whatever you think would be on is on. Doesn't matter. She wakes to hear someone dragging something, but it's not sure, so she's kind of on guard. And Izuku, he hears the kind of... Oh shit, should probably switch back to this. Whatever. He hears the kind of rustling inside the room where he put that woman. And he thinks, she must be awake. Should probably give her some food. You know? So he drops the thing that he was dragging, and he brings her some food. Just 2 eggs, toast and bacon, orange juice, whatever. Coffee, tea, he didn't know what the hell she liked. Yeah. He brings it to her and he says, good, you're finally awake. She says, who are you? I am Izuku, son of Hades, god of the underworld. Well, former god of the underworld. She says, bullshit, who are you? Deku kind of, shit, sorry, just dropped my phone. Izuku sighs and says, I am the owner of this fine establishment, Izuku Midoriya. I found you lying on the side of the road, and I thought I would bring you here because you looked quite hurt. She thinks, what if I can just kill this guy later? She says, I brought you some food. And she says, thanks. She thinks, like, I'll have to kill this man later, but maybe I can use him for a bit of stress relief. Fuck me, I want to die. Every time I say something like that, it just makes me... You know what, fuck it, I don't care. No need to explain. Anyway, so Izuku says, well, while you're finishing that, I'll have to go finish what I was doing before. He walks out of the room and, yeah. Now what Izuku was dragging was a body. In reality, he had actually killed the person who owned the hotel or whatever they were staying in. He just took their spot. And he's currently dragging the body, well, not really dragging, but picking it up and dragging it to the bins. But yeah. Within like 30 minutes, he comes back and All For One is finished, but she is waiting at the elevator entrance, ready to try and steal this guy's quirk, and then kill him. You know, so he comes out and he says, are you still here? And then a few black kind of things, whatever, you know, those things that All For One had, coming towards him, and he thinks, bitch. He was like, this idiot. No, it hits him, but it doesn't do anything. She pops around the corner and says, well, you like, he starts screaming, because what Izuku had done, he had grabbed those things that were trying to stab into him, and he started using his fire to burn them, which was hurting All For One. You know, she's falling to her knees in pain. What? Stop, please. He says, now listen here, little girl. Because to him, she is a little girl. He's like thousands of years old. She appears to be in her 20s or 30s. But yeah. He says, listen here, little girl. I thought I would do something nice by saving you. You can help me with my plan, I thought. But seems that you will not be useful if you keep trying to kill me. I could kill you just as easily as you try to hurt me. Now, if you try... That is my dog, if you heard it. Give me a second. Alright, I am back. Sorry if it... Whatever, I don't care. Yeah, so he's telling All For One that if she tries to do anything to him again, he will kill her. And she says, how come I couldn't steal your quirk? And he says, as I said before, I am the son of Hades, Izuku, former god of the underworld. Now he lets go of the black things that were trying to stab him. She falls like all the way down, and he says, oh boy. Picks it back up and puts her on the bed, just letting her rest after all that pain or whatever. But yes, anyway. Now, onto the Now, few years time have skipped. Another few years, like 20, because I think that's how much was between the All For One and All Might fight until the actual timeline of My Hero Academia. And this All For One has accepted Izuku as, her leader, I guess. They've become quite friendly towards each other. Sometimes being very friendly. If you understand what I mean, good for you. If you don't, whatever. So yeah, and they have helped. She has helped Izuku with his plan, and yeah, what they have done, they have gained ties with very powerful quirked villains, even some corrupt heroes that have very strong quirks. One of these people including Overhaul. But yes. So right now, let's switch to perspective to another one. A blonde-haired boy with red eyes with a very short-tempered personality, I guess. He is the successor of a certain hero we know to be All Might. Now they're currently on a bus on the way to onto the place called the USJ, where they would perform a hero training course, where they'll learn how to save people in certain environments. They're all talking to each other about their quirks and stuff. Not really important to the story. If you haven't caught on yet, then he is Bakugo, yeah. Yeah, so they get in, and 13, she is doing her speech, and everyone's kind of getting bored, doesn't really matter. But that's when they see a purple portal open up. Yes, Kurogiri does still exist. And they see this person walk through, red vest, everything. And yeah, just him, because All For One is still not known to be alive, and if they knew that she was alive, then there would be like a big search for her, so it doesn't matter. Black creature and a man with purple fog around him. This is Izuku, the Nomu, and Kurogiri. Now, you may be wondering, why do they need Nomu if they got Deku? He's stronger than All Might. Well, since All For One For All has evolved through generations, it's actually stronger than Izuku. Its strength would be rivaling Hercules and stuff. And because One For All has many different users and past users that are stored within the quirk, these are counted as souls. Now, Izuku, when he tries to... I'll give you an example of what would happen. If Izuku tries to destroy the vessel of All For One For All, I meant, he'll only destroy one of the previous users, that in which, after a while, the soul would return to the body if it's not destroyed or dead. But this will not hurt the current vessel, so the vessel could just as easily walk through the fire as it just very easily walk through the fire. And that is depending if Izuku could actually hit them, because they are very fast. Because vessels are very fast. And the reason why Izuku wants to destroy One For All is because All For One. I ain't gonna give a name for her. Maybe fuck a name. What would be a name? May or some shit. I don't know. Sure, why not May? May said that All For One For All could pose a problem towards them, considering that it is like her quirk. It gains powers over time, but not as useful as hers. But it's not as good as hers. So he'd agreed on that he would destroy it. It would make his plan easier eventually. But yeah. So he arrives there and says, well, isn't it All Might? Yes, All Might is there with him this time. He says, I have come to destroy you, All Might. You could possibly pose a future problem for me. Nomu, off you go. The Nomu rushes up the stairs, barging past anyone who was in his way, which wasn't many. Like, Kirishima gave a small shot thinking that, like, oh yeah, my quirk is hardening, I could probably stop him. Nah, he got trampled, bro. He ain't dead, though, he got trampled. Because I ain't gonna kill Kirishima, I like him, he's cool. Yeah, it, like, starts, like, it gets into, like, a finger lock or whatever with All Might. Starts trying to push him back. And it's somewhat effective, but All Might pretty much flips him and throws him. Thinking that was done, he starts looking at the villain, at the man with red hair and smoking a cigarette. He says, "You really think that thing could defeat me?" Yes, quiet. You really think that thing could defeat me so easily? Zuku kind of laughing, like, you really think that's it? You really think that thing is dead, gone, out of commission? The gnome proceeds to spear tackle All Might into the ground. All Might punching it in the back, trying to kill it, but he realizes that its punches and any type of contact with the gnome is getting nullified. It's not doing anything. So he's trying to punch it. He's putting all the power he can into it, and it's not doing anything. It's just being absorbed into it. Zuku starts laughing maniacally, like, that thing was made to kill you. You really think you can defeat it so easily? All Might gets out of it, like, gets above it, starts trying to, like, he knows that this thing cannot be defeated so easily. He cannot just knock it out. So he tries to do something that he's never done before. He tries to kill it. He rips off its head and throws it. Wait a minute. Bro, this seems like the Deadpool type thing again. What happens if you cut the Nomu, like, if you rip its head off? What regrows it? Does the body regrow or does the head regrow? I'm assuming it would be the thing with more mass. So yeah, the Nomu's head regrows and it grabs All Might by the throat and slams him into the ground, doing the Hulk and Loki thing, slamming him from side to side, and this is hurting him a lot. And Bakugo, feeling, enraged that this thing is beating his master, tries to rush in, but the Nomu just backhands him and sends him flying towards Izuku. Bakugo lands at Izuku's feet, looking up to see Izuku looking down at him. He says, "Hello. Hello, little boy." Bakugo, getting up as fast as he can, tries to explode him. And if you're wondering, there are no other villains because Izuku would be strong enough to take any other hero except for All Might. But yeah. So he tries to explode Izuku and all it does is just damage his clothes a little bit. Izuku, "You bastard, I really liked this vest." He proceeds to take it off and punch Bakugo, sending him into the stairs. He looks up to see All Might doing the kind of Muda order thing with the Nomu. The Nomu trying to... And the Nomu's getting pushed back. Izuku thinking, shit, what's happening? The thing should be absorbed. And he stops his thoughts halfway. He says, "Absorbing, not nullifying. Damn it." He says, "Oh, whatever, at least I can kill this little boy." He does a burst of fire towards Bakugo. And he thinks nothing else about it. The boy's dead now, it doesn't matter. He turns around and says, "Kirigiri must go. All Might is defeating the Nomu. I cannot defeat him. Other heroes will be arriving soon. We don't have the time for this." That's when he gets blasted in the back and he thinks, what? He looks around to see the boy kind of shirtless with no gauntlets on either. He's just standing there. He says, he's panting, "You really think you can get rid of me that easily?" But yeah, so like brainwave kind of happens. Deku's think, wait, he didn't die. The fire obviously affected him, but he didn't die. What the hell? And he thinks, Is this the vessel for All for One? He says, shit. He then proceeds, Kirigiri, time to go now. Kirigiri says, yes, master. He teleports Deku away and yeah, they arrive back at the League of Villains base. All for One, says, how did it go, Izuku? So he kind of has a pissed off face on his look. His face kind of has a pissed off look. He says, well, I found out that Nomu was currently being defeated, and I found the new vessel of All for One, One for All. He says, oh, well, that shouldn't be too hard to defeat him then. Who is he? He is a 18-year-old boy with blonde hair, red eyes. Seems to not be able to use the quirk to its fullest extent yet, so we should kill him now rather than later. She says, agreed. Well, since that plan didn't work out, what should we do now? We have to come up with a new plan. We have to get the spy to give us some more information about where they're going next time. You know, she kind of gets up from her seat and kind of kisses Izuku on the neck and says, well, maybe we should. And yeah, I'm going to leave it off here. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed Techno Shogun. If you enjoyed it, that's good. But yeah, anyway, goodbye.